Mark
No.
is just here by the skin of his teeth. Right, is it 11 or it is 11 now? Okay, my watch is slow. Very good.
Yeah, and we can now hear us as well. So here we go.
Here we go.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go!
Would you kindly?
I think we're just getting started.
Medic! I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
He sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to episode 387 of the Overseas Connection podcast for September the 20th, 2016. The Overseas Connection is a gaming podcast for wise and mature people who are not silly at all. Sploosh!
What are you
Good
doing,
evening. I am your host tonight. I'm Robin Tate. I am in Ballymena in Northern Ireland, and I have got a wonderful cast of people. But before we start that, some of you are watching this live, and we do this live every week at 11 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. West Coast, and 6 p.m. on the East Coast. So if you're listening to this on an audio version, next week, or any week, you can tune into twitch.tv/OC podcast to see the madness. Now, first of all, I have a really, really big thank you to do. Rich was supposed to be on tonight, and Rich was smit down with a really bad case of syphilis earlier on this evening and couldn't make it at the last minute, within the last hour. And Mark Wright, IMI, has stepped up to the breach. Mark, really, really thank you very much. I know I've put you out of your comfort zone very, very quickly tonight. The tyrant is off doing tyrant-y things, and my connection is not anywhere near strong enough to host whatsoever, as we've found out in previous weeks. So, Mark, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for stepping up.
No problem. Happy to help out. Just to warn everybody, if the Twitch feed seems a bit newbie and less sort of like good. I'm getting on my words, but I don't know less good.
Less good work.
Get your thesaurus out there, sunshine.
If the stream's not as good as normal, then apologies, but I'm using a pretty basic version of OBS because I'm on a Mac. So,
it's a ZX81.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, look, good to have you on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for doing what you're doing tonight. The other silly voice in the background there is a very mature gentleman, and it's called Fraser Moores. Good evening, Fraser. Good to see you, sir.
Hello, everyone. How
show.
are you all? Yes, I'm very
Good.
pleased to be here. I get very excited when Robin's hosting as well. It's just always such a trip, isn't it?
Uh-oh. You know, last week I was accused of being drunk, and I had 2 beers. But I think the problem was that Kim was drunk because she was drinking a fishbowl full of wine.
Oh, you mean Nicole?
I was going to say, wait,
That's
what?
right, Nicole. Kim's drunk all the time. Sorry, just a slip of the tongue.
Kim's
you're on the
drunk all
show
the
as well
time
tonight. Great to see you. You're here. Thank you very much for coming. Let's see what the night brings. It's full of mystery and portents and other words that I don't know the meaning of. So, look, Fraser, it's been a while since you've been on. You've been all around the world. So,
I have. I've done a little bit of traveling. Have I not been on since I went back to Blighty?
You managed to do a Game Punches episode, weren't you, at last?
Yeah, that's right. That was good. You were back on the Game Punches. I heard that. That was good. That was very Game Punchery.
Yes. What happens is I keep going away, and I'm like, you guys are going to have to do a show, and they never do it. So, I had to make sure I did one when I got back, and we'll try and get another one done this weekend if we can.
So you were in France, and you were handing out food packs to the people in Calais. That was very, very nice of you.
Yeah, we were on a mercy mission.
Snails and frogs' legs and stuff like that there.
I was only feeding myself snails. To some people's horror, but I like snails. We did a few days in France, and then the rest of it was going from pillar to post in England, seeing family and friends. It was great. Nice break. It's good. The country's very busy. I find way too naturalized now. That country is too crap.
You've been away for so long. I mean, England is unbelievably, especially the built of course, built up areas are very on top of each other, but just even Manchester, Birmingham, London, it's just packed so tight. There's people go to try and sit on a tiny little green patch of grass on a Sunday, when all around us, and probably you as well, there's so much space, and I Northern Ireland or Ireland is home, and it's kind of weird how you guys can live so closely together like that.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
We're fortunate and unfortunate in that when we go back, we're sort of based either side of the M25, and so we must have done about 3 or 4 journeys back and forth across the M25. So my view is slightly skewed and biased, but then again, that's where I grew up as well. I grew up around London and outside of London, and it's just crazy. It's mental. Great to be back, and people were great. I did some business calls and stuff like that. People were very friendly, very welcoming. Whatever people say, but damn, the traffic and the crowds was insane. Yeah.
You're a tourist again. You're a tourist.
I've turned into a tourist now when I come back. Yeah.
So you've been back a couple of weeks now. So anything else strange going on with you?
No. We refuse to give in to the summer. It's still like up in the close to 30 degrees here. It just has been nonstop all for like close to 3 months now. It's been great. I'm sheltered inside with the air conditioning on right now. We went camping last weekend.
Yeah, I seen you were at the podcast retreat. It was your turn. It was the it was the Game Punchers camping retreat this time.
Yeah, we went camping last weekend. That was nice. I went out on the lakes and fishing and stuff. So it's not a bad life, is it?
No, well, it was so funny when you had that photographs of the tent. It just so happened that my kids had been in a sports store and I'd seen a tent wrong time of year. Probably that's why I bought it. But they were camping in the living room, in the front room. And the tent was up, so my setup was nothing like yours, because you had 2. You had a big massive thing and a little thing beside it and everything, but you had temperature and heat.
We had a proper big tent, and then we have a screen house which you eat under, because in the evenings, or Kim would know this anyway. Once you get under cover and into the woods, then you're about to get eaten alive by mosquitoes and bugs and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
Once you're in the sunshine, then it's okay. The mosquitoes won't get you and stuff. So,
well, look, it was nice here today, right? Nice-ish, and then it turned a bit bad tonight. Last night, the weather was so bad, it blew some of the downpipes that the builders have been working on. It blew stuff from scaffolding. It blew stuff over last night. It's so odd. I mean, we are already. It just went. That was the summer. That day was the summer. That was about 4th of August. That one day was summer, and now it's September. Yeah, it's winter now. Yeah.
I think for Kim and I, and we've been Kim, I guess you've been enjoying the fruits of a scorching hot summer as well. It's been like that all the way across. Our time will come. We'll just get it in one big natural disaster. That's
Kim, what have you been up to? We've been seeing bits and pieces of the house. The house is coming along. Very exciting.
Yes, we are officially putting windows in the joint, or at least pretty much all the windows in the joint. Because we've been going in sections. We do a bedroom, put the window in, do another bedroom, put the window in there, that sort of thing. But so if you hear anything weird going on in the background, he's officially pulling out the rest of the windows in our house, the old house, and putting them in the new one today. So, it's exciting.
Exciting times.
We're getting closer all the time. Yeah.
And do you physically labor? I mean, do you hammer and chisel and screw
Damn
things?
straight.
Do you have a tool belt?
Yep.
Dungarees?
Well, of course.
She admitted it. Very good. We must see photographs. Well, I mean, it's usually that, or else, I mean, at this time of the year, we usually hear the lawnmower going, but the lawn must have been long forgotten, Kim, at this stage. So.
Yeah, it's been mowed already, so we're good. So, and it's been dry enough; it hasn't grown. So
you don't sit in the barn on a bale of hay with a banjo, do you? And a piece of straw in your mouth.
Not yet, but
Mark,
you've had dueling banjos around here, so.
Mark, you've had a fabulous week. You are now have letters after your name.
Yeah, it's been a busy week.
The Institute of Mothers Union or something out there, isn't it? You're now qualified to circumcise
Yeah.
and administer. You've been administering last night.
Well, on Tuesday, I was in Harrogate for our annual award ceremony, and I've done my 20 years in the NHS. It's actually 21 years since I started, but I've done 20 full years. So I got invited to that this year. I got an award. I got a certificate and a silver medal for those who are watching.
Very good.
Live.
Nice.
So yeah, so I got a silver medal, NHS 20-year service. So that was a really nice day out.
In your opinion, Mark, do
yeah.
you deserve an award if you last that long? Is that what?
I think in today's day and age, if you're in the same job for 20 years at the same place, I think it does warrant it, because it's very rare these days, especially in England. Yeah.
Well, I just know, because would you class yourself as a civil servant? And
yeah, NHS worker, you're classed as public body, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I've never worked I've never worked for the, for the government in a government position or entity, so I have no idea what the politics are like or whatnot. So
God, Fraser, your cover's good. It's really good. Yeah.
In what way?
You've never worked for the government. We know you're a sleeper in Canada. Yeah.
Israeli kid. Is old KGB.
Yep.
Yeah, and then on Friday I had to go down to Doncaster in South Yorkshire, because what they're doing at work is all the mechanics and electricians, we're all having to be assessed for our competency. A lot of us have been doing the job for years and years and years. I've been in the motor trade 30 years. I've been at, obviously, the ambulance service 21 years. But all of a sudden, we all have to be checked that we're competent to do the job. I think it's more of a box-ticking paper exercise. I think it's a government-led thing that they have to do it, which is fair enough, because you don't want someone who's not qualified working on an ambulance what's going to go to a patient and then it don't get there.
I have a question for you, Mark, again.
Yes.
When they're doing this competence training, is one of the questions, Mr. Wright, could you please demonstrate your ability to do a sharp intake of breath? So, for example, there seems to be a problem with the suspension on this ambulance.
Ooh, big job.
Well, there is a Ladybird manual what you read when you're a kid at school, and the picture of the front cover is a little boy lifting the bonnet, scratching his head, going no. Oh. There was 5 practical assessments. One, you had to change your timing belt. Another one, you had to do an inspection on the vehicle, and they had put faults on it, so you had to do a full inspection, make sure you found the faults. There was an electrical fault you had to diagnose. There was an engine management fault you had to diagnose. There was some brakes you had to check and report on. And then there was like a 30-question exam at the end of it. So I passed all the
If
practicals.
there's a dead body in the back of the ambulance, what is the first thing you do?
Well, no, this isn't ambulance specific. This is obviously the motor trade in general, because it's the IMI, which is the Institute of Motor Industry. So it's nothing to do with the ambulance service. This is an industry-wide body for the motor trade in the UK. So they don't care what you're working on. You have to be.
So you now have letters against your name. You're now Mark Annex IMI.
Yeah, they said I'm getting like a membership card through and everything, and I have to go down every 3 years to renew it. But yeah, I got 100% in my exam as well, so I was really happy with that.
Oh, well done.
Yeah,
it would have been
really
very
chuffed.
embarrassing after getting that medal to fail.
Very good.
Yeah, so it's been a good week all round, really.
Brilliant. Well, I mean,
I'm going to interrupt. I did an exam last week. Actually,
what was
before
it?
we
What
came
did
in,
you
I did my boating exam, because you need a license to drive a motorboat in this country. So, and I never got around to getting it. So I thought I'm going to do my boating exam, so we could rent a boat when we were up there, which we did. So
I'm quite sure.
100% too.
That's very good. You did online, did you? Online?
Absolutely. Online, cheated like a mofo.
I'm quite sure you'd probably need to have a license in Florida as well. And they should never have given me that big, powerful boat. It was like Dexter's boat, if you know what the boat he has. They should never, ever have given me that. And I looked at the fine print, and if you were born after, was it 19... 1989 or something yet, or before that, you didn't have to do a test.
Yeah.
Right.
So I snuck in.
It's all
under-
about the blagging, though, because I asked. We rented this boat, and she said, "Have you got your boater's license?" And I went, "Yeah, of course I have." And she said, "Okay, well, just go get the boat started." And of course, I said, and I couldn't tell you when I've ever started a boat.
Where do you put the
No.
ignition key?
Yeah,
But I managed to pull it off.
we went down the day before to look at the boats and sort of picked one out, and I went home that night into the house in Florida and done some research on YouTube to see try and look calmly, reverse out and calmly and go out and get stuck immediately. Well, that's
You gotta have
brilliant.
a go.
Fraser. And did you have fun out in the boat?
Oh yeah, of course. We we're boating around some of the lakes in Cham. I mean, it's beautiful. There's just so many lakes up here, and it was very good. But it was also the Labor Day weekend, and we hit one channel, and I mean the amount of people out there was just insane. Jet skis, big gin palaces, fishing boats, speed boats, you name it. But yeah, people in canoes, of course.
Canoes. Very good. Okay, well, I've had an obsession today. And I found it very, very difficult. I was sitting this afternoon, the kids were out at a birthday party and everyone, I had the house to myself. And I was updating the show notes and doing some bits of research and different bits and pieces. And I realized there was some Tunics tea cakes in the cupboard. Now, Kim.
Tunics.
Yeah, you have no idea what these are.
The
but
chocolate
this
ones.
It's like crack, yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah. Very
like a very soft biscuit base. A very thin chocolate layer with white marshmallow in the middle. It's
boy.
just gorgeous.
covered in
And,
chocolate, milk chocolate.
and they're Scottish, wrapped in silver foil.
The red and silver, aren't they? Yeah.
There was 5 in a packet, and I piled them
Don't
up.
do it, because I'm going to say right now, I had those when we were back in England, and 1 was nice, 2 was just a little bit too much. I think. Do not tell me you ate more than 2.
Yeah, there's Twitter evidence. I took a photograph of the 5 and said, right, these boys are mine with my coffee. So I got the 1, and then I took a
You're
photograph
a monster.
of the pile again. Yes, and then the 3rd one, and after the 3rd one, I was going, I can't. But by the time we came back tonight, they were gone, and I had to go out and pick up Joshua from work. So I just picked up a whole new box and took another tweet and put it on to say, there is another. So, they're like crack. Good days for me here as well. We are heading out. We plan our vacation, our holiday for usually way ahead, and this year next year is going to be very, very special. And I'm going to meet the Tyrant.
boy.
The family, we are heading out for a massive trip next year. We're going out to Los Angeles. We're going to meet Greg, hopefully there, and the crew, and have hopefully an afternoon and maybe some evening dinners if he doesn't shoot me. And we're going to San Francisco. We're going to Yosemite. We're going to Las Vegas. We'll do Grand Canyon and all that stuff. So yeah, big trip. And the logistics of organizing a trip like that is a nightmare. There's a spreadsheet involved at this moment in time.
Oh, dear.
So very, very much looking forward to that. The wife bought into it completely. So I booked the main flights today. So July next year, not that far away. We'll be heading out to Los Angeles. Can't wait. It's been 18 or 19 years since I was out in the West Coast. So I'm looking forward to see it all again and bring the family and show all the stuff, especially San Francisco. I love San Francisco. Can't wait for that. Get them over the Golden Gate and all the Sausalito, and Charlie's all fired up about Alcatraz. So that's cool. And then the next thing for me, very important this time of year, it's almost an addiction, is EGX. And it's not going to EGX in Birmingham, and that's sort of weekend after next.
Is it so
But
soon?
it's the t-shirt selection. Yeah. T-shirt selection. It's about the 20th, 21st, somewhere in there.
Wow.
But t-shirt selection is very, 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 very important. So I've ordered a couple of new t-shirts, and they'll be revealed at the show. I'm getting specially made with a certain creature on it, and it'll be a great t-shirt. Woo!
Yeah, I know what it is. I can guess.
Down the line. Okay, look, there's lots of good fun stuff goes on. Our Facebook group has been relaunched, and it's very, very active at the moment. Please go along and join the Facebook group. It's at fb.ocpod.com. And again, we're live here on Twitch, on twitch.tv OC Podcast. Right, so there's game stuff has been going on. Kim, what
Yes.
have you been up to?
Well, besides window installer, and I don't really think that's a game. Not much really. I played them Battlefield 1 beta, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So
What do you think?
it's Battlefield, so it's me. And I'm much more of a Battlefield player than I am a Call of Duty player. So for me, it was really good. So it's kind of like you have that old sweatshirt you slip into and it's comfortable. That's kind of the way this felt. I'm not quite used to the old style guns, but
Yeah,
it
we're not
was
very
fun.
accurate, are we?
No, they're not. And well, I'm not
But-
very accurate to begin with.
Yeah,
so,
me neither. So I think that adds to the fun of it. So,
Oh, yeah.
is this something you're going to be getting then?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah. Hopefully, I find some people that will want to play multiplayer and want to die with me. Because
Yeah.
let's face it,
Well, I'm pretty
that's all I do.
positive Greg and I are going to be getting this. So there's at least 2 people to die with there and be bullet sponges for. So
Awesome. So yeah, I was pretty excited. I got to ride one of the war horses. That was cool. And then somebody stole it from me. So that was rude. But it was good. Like I said, I kind of giggle every time they say they're taking George. So I was like, damn it, they're taking George. We must go. So
It is quite quaint, isn't it? It is.
Oh,
That
it
is quite a quaint thing. Did you play the Star Wars Battlefront? Any of it at all, Kim?
no, I
'Cause,
didn't
man,
play any
there's quite
of
a
that.
lot of
No.
comparisons going on with sort of the feel of that to this, and it's sort of halfway house between it and the Battlefield game, which is not a bad thing because Battlefield was very approachable. I don't know if I'm going to get it straight out of the hut. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to buy anything more this year. Now, Fraser, don't laugh. Part of me doesn't want to buy anything more this year because I'm having lots of fun with some of the stuff that I'm playing. Oh. I don't know. It's just so much.
I know the feeling. I was
much.
kind of the same way, but then Gears 4 is coming out, and of course Battlefield 1 is coming out, and
Oh, shush.
So you're not getting Horizon 3 then, Robin?
Well, that's before. That's pre-ordered. That's
Excuses.
Fraser and Mark have something in common this week. So, I mean, what have you been at gaming-wise? There's one game in common there. So, Fraser, would you like to take it away?
Well, yeah, it's probably a little bit more significant for me than it is for Mark, and I'm not downplaying Mark's enjoyment of it by any means because I know he loves it. But I started The Witcher. No, I didn't start The Witcher 3. That's probably the wrong thing to say. But I have been making 2 or 3 attempts. I had The Witcher 3. I think you bought it when we console shared.
Yeah.
And I started it, and it didn't grab me. And then but you can't ignore this sort of groundswell of everyone telling you how wonderful it is. And then it came on sale, so I thought I should buy that. So I bought it, and I tried to play it again, and I still, I don't know. And then I think maybe I tried once more, and I picked it up again about a week or 2 ago, and I really, really gave it a proper college try. And that's it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's it. I finally got it. Finally clicked.
So where did you get to get to that point where it got you? Man, I've got to the Bloody Baron, and I'm 3/4 of the way, I think, through Bloody Baron.
Yeah, it was the Bloody Baron when I
yeah.
started doing that. Yeah.
I think everyone's got the same sort of like journey with that, but it's a slow start. You get the Bloody Baron mission early on, and it like staggers and goes all these different directions, and it's such a good storyline. I think it grabs everyone. I think that's what makes everyone fall in love with this game.
Yeah,
It's superb.
I think by that point I had started to understand it. There's a lot to take in with it. Even the inventory screens now I still find overwhelming. I'm not really too sure what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on top of having the strongest sword and the best armor. But the upgrade path with the mutagens or whatever they are, I'm not really on top of all that.
No, I've got like 130, 140 hours in it, and I still don't 100% fully get all that. I just make sure everything's full of the same colour and stick a mutagen in the same colour to multiply it, and that's it.
Yeah.
So you're
found
sticking
myself,
with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I found
because you would be there's quite a lot of watching in it, and I've quite enjoyed the watching. It feels like a movie. It does feel like something.
I quite enjoyed the game. I think that's what it was. Once we got to the Bloody Baron, you had a character there who was quite interesting, and the things you had to do weren't too long, and they were signposted well, and you could just do them, and they maybe lasted 10-20 minutes, and then you were on to another thing that you had to do. Before that, I was sort of just aimlessly wandering around in White Orchard, and I really didn't know where I was, and I didn't understand what the game was trying to get me to do. Since I finished one of the, I don't know, is this a spoiler? How far have people got?
No, it's so big.
I got out of the first wild hunt person or whatever you fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you have to finish that once you're in the cave with the witch, right? You have to really run all the way through that.
It's a pain in the ass. Anyway.
Yeah. But the challenges that were in that cave prompted me to sort of start reading some walkthroughs, but to understand how is my leveling up going to be, what should I be doing to best play this? And so it focused my attention on how I could make my character better. And so by the time I emerged from this cave, now I was ready. So I went back to White Orchard, and I'm kicking the absolute living daylights out of everything that's in there. I want to get that whole map finished, and then I'm going to go back knowing that I'm, as almost as strong as I can be, and really go head first.
I think for me, it was taking the brave move to walk away from White Orchard, because it tells you that the next place you go to, you have to be 2 or 3 levels higher than you are. And I was sort of hanging around there for ages trying to level up, and really wasn't really getting anywhere with it until the point where I got, right, okay, well, I'm going to go and see how bad this really is. And I think that was maybe badly explained or to you, because I think they wanted you to go and be challenged by higher level stuff.
I think you have to. It just feels a little bit aimless up until you start to take on a proper quest like the Bloody Baron. So
Mark, you've been at the Blood and Wine DLC.
Yeah, I'd finished the main game a while ago, and I did the first lot of DLC. Can't remember what it was called now. What was it? Can you remember, Kim?
Was it Heart of Stone?
Yeah, that's one. Hearts of Stone. Yeah, so I did that. I've been doing the Blood and Wine for a while. I started it a while ago, and then I got sidetracked by all these new games. But I thought I'm gonna concentrate on it this week and get it finished, and I did, and it is brilliant. I love it. Really good storyline. The area of this DLC is a brand new area to the rest of the game, and it is huge and it is beautiful. Fraser will appreciate this. It's like southern France, with all the vineyards and lush colours and green pastures.
Oh, oui, c'est bon.
And they have them accents as well. The stereotypical racial French accents. They have them. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really really good story as well. The ending of it, obviously I'm not going to spoil it, but the ending had a bit of a twist to it, and like you expect a twist in all sort of these type games, but this was one I wasn't expecting. And apparently there's 3 endings to this DLC, and the ending I got, I didn't expect it. I was quite shocked. It shocked me, but I didn't reload any saves and redo anything, so I just accepted it and moved on. And the way it sort of looked back on your ending, and it carried on for a bit after that, explaining stuff, and it was chatting with these other characters. So the amount of detail gone into each ending, they must have a lot of information and data in that game, which you'll never ever see.
Credit to them.
Yeah, it's brilliantly made, and I can't wait to see their next game. So their next game is actually a modern game, isn't it? It's not a fantasy one.
Yeah, it's in the future.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Fraser, you've also been playing Doom.
Yes.
Oh, you got this cheap, didn't you, on PS4? Did Fish send you it up?
Fish sent me. Fish was kind enough. See, Canada, we weren't getting any deals on Doom, and in America it was $20. So Fish did me a solid and bought it for $20 in America, and then sent it to me.
That sounds like some sort of dietary thing. Fish did me a solid.
Yeah, so I'm very, very grateful to him for that. And that arrived this week. And actually, I haven't played The Witcher since. I fired that one up. So I'm not sure. Has anyone here played Doom?
Yeah, I've played the first 2 levels on it, yeah. Me and Greg got it in the Xbox Live sale.
About
I think it was
halfway through.
a few months ago, yeah. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Well, Yeah, it's really, I'm playing two games, right? So I'm playing The Witcher, which is the OC podcast game, and I'm playing Doom, which I would class as the Game Punchers game. All these guys had said to me this was going to be right up my alley, and it really is. And really, the simplest way to put it is if you liked Wolfenstein or Wolfenstein,
thank you.
Yes, then you would probably like Doom, because it's just a no-holds-barred first-person shooter that just does what it says on the tin. But it's very, very well constructed. It's fast, really fast. That took me by surprise, and it's taken a bit of time to get used to that. But it's really smooth. I'm playing it on the PlayStation 4.
It is beautiful.
I'd love to see it playing on the PlayStation 4, because I know Steve on the Game Punchers said the difference between the Xbox version and the PS4 version is like night and day. Now, the Xbox version, it looks superb on the Xbox anyway, and it runs smooth, doesn't it, Robin? So,
it looks fantastic.
Yeah, so I'd love to see it on the PS4.
Yeah, Steve's very. It's very possible he speaks the truth,
right?
But he is a little bit biased to the PlayStation 4's capabilities. So, make of that what you will.
Going to be interested to see how you get on with it, Fraser, further down the line, because I've hit a cliff with it. I need to go back. I will go back and finish it, but it was just so good and so wonderful, and everything was so beautiful, but it all started to merge into a lot of the same, and it was maybe overstaying its welcome with me.
It might do. It hasn't yet. I'm 3 levels through now, and pretty much 100%ed every one of those levels. So I was finishing the levels, and I was going back to find every secret and every hidden thing in them. Right. So I've gone. So I finished the levels, then I go back and I've been replaying them. So I've probably played every level twice, the first 3 levels twice now. Again, it's almost like The Witcher, right? I have no shame in having my iPad next to me and just checking a couple of things here. I would rather play it, make sure I'm going to get that awesome piece of loot that otherwise I would have just walked by the hole in the wall and never. I mean, that happened in the Bloody Baron. There's one thing, if you go back, she gives you some power, and if you go back, or somebody gives you a power, and if you backtrack not far, you can go through a wall underneath some bit of water, and you find like a super sword, right?
All right, well, I didn't do that. I didn't know that.
My life is too short not to feel, not that I want to take advantage of that on the one playthrough I'm getting. I'm not going to play through The Witcher 3 it's very unlikely I'll play through it for a second time. So it's the same thing with Doom. I want to be able to go in and kick. I started actually Doom on ultra violence mode.
Wow.
I was absolutely convinced I could do it. It kicked me to the ground.
I'm playing on normal and I struggle.
Well, I actually think I could do it, but again, the problem is,
time.
The top problem is time, and this is us as mature gamers who don't have the time. I had one corridor, and I spent probably an hour trying to get out of this corridor, and I was enjoying myself, don't get me wrong, but really when I extrapolated what I was doing with this one corridor in terms of the whole game, I was going to be playing Doom until I was retired. So I just
next year's not that far away.
That would be nice, eh? So, but it's
Very
great. It's great. I'm enjoying all the secrets. I'm enjoying all the combat. It's really, really good. I can totally understand why people are raving about it.
Have you played around with any of the user created levels or anything? That stuff. That's kind of cool.
No, I might. Maybe I'll dip into that tonight.
Yeah, it's good fun.
So I'll definitely be hitting up some multiplayer. My best friend he just bought it as well. So I'm thinking we're gonna maybe hook up with him and play some multiplayer too. So
excellent. Mark, anything else you've been at? Is that Forza Horizon 2?
Yeah,
right?
With Forza Horizon 3 just like 2 and a bit weeks away, I thought I'd finish off the little bits I haven't done in Forza Horizon 2 with the DLC, a bit on the Porsche pack and the Storm Island, so I finished all them. And my main goal was to hit the gold wristband, which is level 150, which I did today, so I'm really happy. So I'm happy now. I've got my money's worth out of that game. I can now delete that, and I've got Forza Horizon 3 pre-installed, ready to go.
Yeah, me too. I keep on firing it up just in case it starts.
Yeah. When's that supposed to start?
27th.
But does it not come earlier for the VIP thing? Is it not? No, is it not a little earlier? No, I think.
I don't know. We didn't get the VIP version.
Did you get your Warthog code?
No.
Haven't yet, no.
Well, We bought it
I
on the
got one.
US. We bought it on the US store, so Greg will have that. So
I must look it up. Must look it up.
Oh, Microsoft just sent me a message and said, "Here you go. Here's a Warthog code for
right.
it."
I got a message
they're
from Microsoft because I've played quite a bit of Killer Instinct, and when I got my launch Xbox One, I got the because I had more than 100,000 gamer score. A lot of people got the code for the Killer Instinct Season 1. So they've sent me a code this week for the new DLC, which is upcoming. So it's in preview at the moment. It's called Shadow Lords.
What did they send you?
Shadow
Killer
Lords. Killer Instinct.
No,
Code.
I'm gonna have. I'm just. We talk about accents here.
Yeah.
Say code again.
Code.
Code.
Good.
Code. It's a
You said
code.
Northern. Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
It's alright.
Cunt.
But you give it.
Yeah.
Give it some welly.
Yeah.
Give it some welly, lad.
So I got this code. And I've
Flowers.
downloaded
I've got
it.
it. Yes,
Same place
that's it.
as,
Thank you,
Vic-
Fraser.
Yeah,
Who was
Philip.
it?
Code.
Vic Reeves?
Code.
Yeah, yeah.
Flowers.
You watch his film.
Cool.
You watch his film. You get some fleurs.
Yeah. Is it? Are you from the same place as Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer?
I've no idea
'Cause they
where
was-
they're from.
Because they would always be going like a stroke. You'd stroke something, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? You're going to get a
In
code
fact,
for you, but
we're one of them from Leeds because that's only like 10 minutes away from where I am. So
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
so yeah, getting back to Forza. What were we on? Forza? No, I were on about Killer Instinct, wasn't I? With a code. It's a new game mode, and you basically fight. You got this. There's this portal, and you're fighting shadows of yourself, but they're evil shadows. So I've not got into it much yet. I've only done a couple of matches, but yeah, it seems quite good. You got some new shadow abilities, so fans of Killer Instinct will love it. So,
Okay, that last one here, Star Trek Online.
Yes.
Now you done a sneak because it's not available on the UK store yet. I don't.
Is it? Right, okay, yeah, I had to actually go on the US store using Greg's account to download this because, as I've mentioned the past few weeks, I've been playing a lot of Rebel Galaxy and Starpoint Gemini 2. So I love the space sim games and space adventure games. Now, this is more of an MMO than the other games I've been playing because they're more single player. And it's okay. You definitely got the Star Trek universe feel to it. All the menus are like what you see on the Enterprise, the graphics and everything. The voice acting's okay. The graphics, they're not superb. The animations aren't cracking, but I think you allow for that in an MMO, like you would with World of Warcraft. You don't expect your fluid visuals like you would on a proper single player game.
Is it better than the virtual reality game they showed at E3 on the PlayStation virtual reality thing
I think
with George Takei?
I think it's
and crew.
I think it's the same bloody game. I think it's the same game, but obviously be playing it in VR. But yeah, you can pick either to be an engineer, a tactical officer, or whatever the other one was, navigation officer, I think. So you pick one of them, which it doesn't matter because within the first couple of missions you end up in this situation where you have to take control of the ship anyway. You're the captain. And then you sort of like go on from there. The space battles are a bit slow, but I think that's a good thing because if it's any faster, it's going to be hard to control and understand what's going on. The other thing I didn't like about it was there's a lot of third-person action where you're actually walking around inside the ship,
Yes.
and you get like enemies boarding your ship, and you have to shoot them. That's a bit clunky, a bit janky. It's not the best. I definitely prefer the flying the ship and space battles part of the game than the.
Is there anyone with a
Person.
red shirt?
There's plenty of people with red shirts, and plenty of people are gonna get killed with red shirts. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of people on my friends list playing this, and some of them are leveling up really quick. I've not got the urge to play it all the time, like I did with Starpoint Gemini. So I think this will be like a filler game for me.
Yeah.
But it's
I have a bit of a big interest in trying it out.
For the price, it's worth a play because the price is free. It's a free to play MMO.
It's always good.
And I've not seen any microtransactions yet, which is unfamiliar with a free to play. So
I'm sure that would be troublesome.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually a bit further down the line there's going to be a wall, isn't there? So we'll see.
Well, that's the trouble with troubles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
me.
Okay. Well, I finished off Guns, Gore, and Cannoli this week, and that is a brilliant little game. It's fantastic.
That game clip you did with the little leprechauns on the balloons, that was brilliant.
God almighty. I just couldn't. All I could think of was you bastards. So there's a section, and it's kind of odd. It's a zombie-filled 1920s game. You're sort of a cop or a guy on a mission to get some mafia oso guy. All hand-drawn graphics, just gorgeous. Zombies coming at you from every direction, all types, runners and fat ones and tanks and crawlers and all sorts of things. And then about 3/4 of the way through the game, these little guys on balloons came dropping little bombs on you, and there were leprechauns going and just as it came on, I just had to record a clip and get it up and send it to Mark because I was speechless. Absolutely speechless. It was like it's like the Irish mafia you were against, but the leprechauns appeared. No, great fun, quite funny. About 3-4 hours long. Great little game. Pick it up. It's cheap as chips. It's very, very. You'll have fun with that. And I finished off DuckTales this week as well, the remastered version. Can't believe that came out in 1989. That was good fun. Yeah, Stan would like that, Fraser. That would be a good game for Stan.
All right.
DuckTales, yeah. So I'll give it a go, Donald Duck. And I also went. I'd started Dead
Scrooge
Space.
McDuck, isn't it?
Yeah,
Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck. Terrible accent.
Have you still got your PS3, Fraser? Because I'm sure that was a free PS Plus game quite a few months back.
I do. I do. I really wish. I don't know. You know what? I'm just out of space. I'd love to hook my PS3 up. I'd like to hook the Wii up. I'd like to. I just don't. It's all boxed and away.
Yeah. Mine are just down
It's a
here.
shame.
My 360 and my PS3 are down here gathering dust. I don't think they've been switched on for 2 years.
Yeah, I know. It's just a shame.
And I had started Dead Space, the original one.
I love that game.
So I had done maybe 3 levels or 4 levels and got creeped out. And I'd left it for quite a while there. And I thought, no, I'm going to go back. I'm not going to start The Witcher again. I'm going to go back to Dead Space and try to finish some of these games. And I got to say, I'm getting great value out of this backwards compatible stuff. Because there's games that I didn't play. Like DuckTales was backwards compatible.
Yeah.
And Dead Space here as well. And Dead Space is brilliant.
It is a
For a
superb
game that came
isn't
out
it?
in 2008 on the Xbox 360, graphically, you know, it's not bad.
It's decent, isn't it, for its year?
It kind of holds up.
Do you know what makes that game is the audio. If you play that with a headset on, the audio is so atmospheric. It is superb.
It's there's a few jumpy scares in it, but it's tense.
Yeah.
You know, there's very clever audio. Like when you go into a battle, your heart rate starts to go. The beat comes through faster and faster, and there's a tense music. And it is. I'm not playing it on a hard mode or anything. I'm getting through it. But I mean, last night I finished off this big, massive monster, which must have been pushing the 360 to its limits in a zero gravity place, and this big planet thing was coming in.
I think that's where I finished. That's where I couldn't get past, and that was the end of Dead Space for me. That section. Is it the one where it's sort of like spinning?
Yeah.
Anti-grav.
Yeah, Zero G is really good.
I am playing it on noob. I'm playing it on easy. I will admit it, and I've got snaffled a few times and cut in half by a few nasty monsters that just got the better of me. But I'm having good fun with it.
Are you using your stasis function? You know where you freeze them.
Yeah, freeze them and chop a leg off.
You need to. As you progress through that game, you use your stasis a lot. And when you get into the 0G bits as well, some of the doors will be moving really fast. You have to use a stasis on that as well.
I'd forgot all my controls. I had to go back and look them up again on a wiki, just to get them again, because the controls are a bit unique, especially when you're jumping. And I couldn't work out how you jumped in 0G, because you have to left trigger and Y, and just the correct time to do it, and be looking at a spot that you can land on to make it work. But look, I'm having fun. Doesn't matter where I'm having fun with my games, and that's good.
Have you done the bit where you're in the gun turret yet?
Yes, that was frustrating.
Yeah, I didn't like. That's the only bit I didn't like in that game.
That was the asteroids. For God's sake, we just finish. You keep on coming. And there's another bloody level, and I've got 1% health left.
But just going
so
back on the audio.
gaming.
Can I just mention the audio on the zero gravity bits? I would have done that. I think that's one of the best audio bits in that game, because the sound you get when you're in the vacuum of sort of like no air and zero gravity. So
I absolutely adore Dead Space 2. Never played 3. Dead Space 2 is one of my favorite games as far as a horror type genre would be concerned, and this is up there. This is good.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, look, there's lots of stuff happened in the news this week. I mean, tons of stuff. So I'm going to rattle through stuff, and I want sort of opinions. There's a ton of stuff I put into the notes. Some of it was just for reference, and some of it's just as a sort of a guide. So I suppose one of the big things gaming wise this week was PlayStation 4 Pro. PlayStation. And it was announced at a very low key event. No raving audience cheering and whooping that you usually have at a Sony event. So if you don't know, the PlayStation 4 has now been revealed. It looks like a big PlayStation sandwich. It's got it's if you had made a cake all in black and the center of it wasn't cream, it was black. Well, that's kind of what it looks like, a black cake with a black
the Pro version.
Center.
Yeah,
the Pro.
Yeah.
So it has what they say is 4K and HDR resolution output. It's double the GPU of the PS4, boosted clock rate for the CPU, and a terabyte hard drive as standard. Now, let me go through some of this stuff, and then I'll sort of get an opinion or two about the 4K resolution. Digital Foundry have done some stuff here, and what they're saying is, like, analyzing the hardware upgrades that it has with the technology that's in it, they suggest that the GPU that's been offered to developers is realistically it's nowhere near enough to provide native 4K gaming at the same quality as current 1080p titles. So I actually kind of think there's some mixed messaging going on, and I think this is where they kind of lost the plot. I think 4K is the problem here. Kind of what it's doing is a lot of the games it's going to upscale to 4K. So it's going to take the game that it has, and it's not going to be what they call native 4K. So that's what Digital Foundry are saying. It's not powerful enough to do native 4K, pure 4K. It's going to up-res stuff like so. So it's been like a remastered version, up-res. That's what it's going to do. And it's kind of strange that people, I think, it went down like a bit like a damp squib, because not very few of us have 4K TVs or the right 4K TV or are in the mood to buy 4K TVs. And I honestly think that where they should be focusing on is that this is going to make your games that you have now look even better. Forget the 4K, the 1080p, we're going to fix it at 60 frames per second. It's going to look as smooth as butter in every game, and because the current consoles that we have haven't been able to do that. Even though it says, it's going to be 1080p, 60 frames everywhere, very few have done that. And I think they've lost people in iteration. When Xbox and Microsoft can come out this week and put the specs of the Xbox One S against the PS4 and go, well, yeah, we're upgrading this, and you can have 4K on there straight away, and you'll have 4K Blu-ray playing, and there's very little to look at to suggest that why I should get this. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. There's no fizz in this. This has been a damp squib week for it.
They seem to push the HDR bit more than the 4K, didn't they? The HDR, the high dynamic resolution or something. That's where you sort of like get more color range and better images. And the images they showed did look better in HDR, and and obviously we not on 4K screens when we're watching this at home. So yeah, they did push for HDR more than 4K. But having said that, you have to have a HDR ready TV to watch at, and most HDR TVs are 4K. So
now,
yeah,
what was the thing that they mentioned there, that it's going to stream 4K,
Yeah,
but it won't have a like Blu-ray 4K or HDR?
Yeah,
what is that about?
I read an interview with Andrew House afterwards, and they was asking why they didn't put in a 4K Blu-ray as standard.
Yes,
And I think it's a cost thing as well. But what they said is the future of entertainment is streaming. And they see physical media as a thing what's being phased out, which to an extent in gaming, I think it is sort of like 30-40% that way at the moment. It's slowly progressing that way. Movies and TV, a lot of people are doing it all digital now, so they might have a point there. But what I think they're going to have a big problem is people who don't have the internet capability or the bandwidth allowances per month to stream 4K signals. Because to stream a 4K movie, how many gigabytes is that going to be? It's going to be a lot. Yeah. So if you're restricted on a cap each month, which I know a lot of the US guys are, aren't they? But a lot of them are capped. They're going to find it difficult to stream them.
Look, I think if you were going out to buy a PS4 now, you'd buy a PS4 Pro. I mean, probably. If you were one of us, you would do that. But
the thing I liked, the thing I liked was the PS4 Pro is the same price as what the PS4 was at launch, so it isn't costing more than what the launch console cost. And the base model PS4, which they've revised slightly, everyone's calling it the Slim, but this is now the standard PS4 model. That is now at a really good competitive price. So if you don't have a 4K TV, if you want a PS4, that's the one to go for. Just pick up the standard version because it's still as powerful. I know you've got some comparisons here, but the standard PS4 is still as powerful as an Xbox One S, apart from the 4K Blu-ray player. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird. It's good value for money.
The content isn't there yet. It's early days. I'm sure they're clever enough, but I just think it's got lost, and our games look pretty good at the moment anyway.
Yeah.
There's not. I know there's a list there of what they call forward compatible games, so they're going to upscale for free. Uncharted and stuff like that there, and there's a list of other stuff coming, but I think it's
too early.
It is.
It's we haven't. We're in September now. We haven't even hit the 3-year mark on this generation of consoles. We're still in the second. We're only in the third year, and where they're trying to tell us that we need stuff to look even prettier. I mean, we know what they're doing. They're trying to get us to buy more, trying to sell more consoles. I think Sony is trying to do that. I think Sony's game plan is twofold. I think their game plan is, one, we need to sell more. It's our most profitable business. Let's make it, let's sell more. Plus they need something that's going to support the VR, because I don't think the standard PS4 is going to do that. So that's their game plan. Microsoft are reactive. But what's great is that when Microsoft get the fire underneath them, I mean, they really are a beast. And I think the Xbox One S looks almost the more, even with the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One S looks the more attractive.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
For a purchase for someone who has
for
the
a
choice
first-time
of
buyer.
both.
Yeah, first-time buyer.
Yeah, well, no, and if somebody's buying it for 4K, I'll buy an Xbox One S. It's for 4K. I'm not a gamer. Does this do that? Yeah, because remember the old PS3 was your Blu-ray player?
Yeah.
Well, if it's the same thing, if you wanted a cheap 4K, the Xbox One S is it. So Microsoft
has been slower out of the gate in the console race before. They certainly don't have the install base. But I mean, I'm playing both consoles. I'm back and forth on both of them all the time, and I can certainly say that it's not a lot in it.
No.
But the Xbox is way more solid online. The PlayStation, I don't know, man. They still never fail to impress me with their utter inability to deal with software. I'm constantly got problems downloading updates,
Slow.
It's slower. I don't know why. The machine is. I thought it was my Wi-Fi, but now I have the Xbox One up there next to it. It's actually the PlayStation. I don't know why. What the bottleneck is with their Wi-Fi behavior. So, I'm not rubbishing the PlayStation by any means, but if you're comparing apples to apples, it's.
If you took, sorry, you have to look at again. I can't say anything without being called a fanboy, but if you look at the overall package right now, when you
absolutely.
Bring in back compat, EA access, all that sort of stuff, and they do have a fire under their backside at the moment. They do,
and how Xbox Live performs.
Yeah.
For the last year, I mean, they've been pulling some really, really good moves, and I think Scorpio, when it comes out late next year, if it comes out then, looks like something that you'd want to go for. And you can already hear people going, well, I'm not going to buy PS Pro. I'm going to stick with my PS4 because nothing really new for it. And I'm going to see what the Scorpio thing is like in a year's time.
Exactly what I said. Yep. I'm exactly the same on that. Everyone who knows me knows that, 3 years ago now, coming up, well, November this year will be 3 years since the two consoles launched. And I was very pro PS4 at launch. I didn't
noticed.
I was complete opposite to you. I didn't get on with my Xbox One. I hated the dashboard. I hated a lot of things about it. The speed of it, the functionality. And it hadn't even been 3 years yet. And now I have completely flipped and reversed.
Have you done a 360?
Yeah. A 720. Yeah. I played my Xbox One a lot more than my PS4 now, and that's not to say one console's better than another, but the Xbox One has improved that much. It's grabbed my attention back, so I've fallen in love with it now. So yeah, and the game sharing helps. But
there's a test me. I liked it so much I bought two consoles.
Yeah, I'm that worried now. Sony, I think they're going to get cocky. They've got double the numbers out there of units sold. And I think they're going to get complacent. I think they already are complacent.
Well, history's repeating itself. Yeah. I think this will happen at the end of the PS reign. So.
We'll stick a Pro out, people will buy it. And they haven't really looked at what people want, whereas Microsoft, Phil Spencer...
Like Apple and the headphone jack. Where's my pitchfork? Where's my pitchfork?
Phil Spencer, I think he's been the best thing for Xbox. And they're doing it right with the Scorpio. They're not rushing it out for a holiday release this year. They're taking the time.
I think they sat back this week and went, "Yeah, we've got this covered." Yeah. I hope they have it covered really, really well, like blowing it. Yeah, I hope this thing is uber powerful. I don't mind paying even a bit more than the price that I paid for my original Xbox One if it is absolute uber and it's going to be supported uberly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll be very interesting next couple of years with the hardware releases. Okay, I know this isn't gaming, but we game on these sometimes. And just as Fraser mentioned, the headphone socket. iPhone 7 was also released this week. And I'm up for a change. I know I had to replace my phone there after the holidays because I soaked it. Maybe if I had had the new one, it mightn't have happened. But the iPhone 7 is waterproof, dustproof, blah, blah, blah. But the biggest thing about it is this the headphone and the lightning socket and the wireless headphone pieces. And I actually think I'm fine with it, Fraser. I heard you giving off about it, but I'm fine because we've been using cables to our phones for donkeys out and about. I would quite happily just have it without cables. Release me from the cables. What's wrong with that?
The thing I like about it is you get in the box a lightning to 3.5mm jack adapter in the box. If you didn't get that, then I think that'd be a bit naughty. But because you get that adapter, you can still use all your headphones.
By my phone, those little new headphones are in there. Why would I?
Yeah.
Why would I use my old crappy 3.5mm jack thing that's been out for 30 years?
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure the man that invented that got a lot of stick from the man that had the big fat one. This will never catch on.
But we still use the big fat one, so
we've heard that.
I think Apple, they've been the first person to be brave and ditch the analog tech and go fully digital.
Look at the size of that beauty.
But
Can you see it?
That's
it.
That's analog.
You pick your nose with that.
I've ordered mine because my contract.
Oh wow, you've done it all. You're good.
Yeah,
Wow.
my contract's due every 2 years on my phone, and it always coincides a few weeks before the launch of a new phone. So I'm quite lucky that way. So yeah, I've just managed to upgrade.
November.
It buggers me up a bit. It buggers me up a bit. There's a reason I don't like it. Okay, it's personally like when I get into my car, it's very possible that I could be doing two things. One is plugging my iPhone into my stereo in my car, which I have to. It's not Bluetooth my car stereo, but I have got an aux-in jack.
Yep.
So I'm going to be plugging
Like
it
my
in
own.
on my phone like that, and I'm going to be charging my phone. And I can't do that with the new iPhone. You can't do both at the same time.
No.
So now I'm stuffed.
You need a Bluetooth
Now I
stereo
have
in your
to-
car.
now I have to-
Upgrade your car.
I'll just go get an upgraded car. I
There you go.
personally think it's a piece of something that they removed from it. It's what bugs me is this is I don't buy into the we are pushing technology forward. No, that's not what's happening here. Okay, this is the selling of proprietary equipment, new earbuds, new dongles, and the typical Apple closed system. Now, I don't mind the Apple closed system. At times, it works for me. Right? I have an iPad. I have an iPhone. I've enjoyed the iPhone. It's worked better than any phone I've ever had before. Still not my favorite. I'm going back to the Nokias of the '90s. If you want to talk about favorite phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I didn't ask you to remove that. People weren't saying that's redundant. We all use that feature or have used that feature on the phone. I'm not. I think if it, I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. It's like it's the companies pushing for it. It's almost Microsoft doing what they did when they launched the Xbox. We'll tell you what we're bringing this to you, and we'll tell you what you need. Well, you know what? Sometimes you get it wrong. And sorry, I think Apple, you got this one wrong.
You haven't seen it yet. You haven't been at it yet. So I think it's early days. I think it'll be revolutionary to get away from cables.
It's interesting,
Why?
sweetie,
But,
as well.
but I'm plugged in. But I'm plugged in here. I have DJ equipment here, which is all like 3.5 mil jacks. I have 3.5 mil jacks here. I run 3.5 mil jacks all over the place. It's not obsolete. It's just not obsolete.
No,
it's not going anywhere.
It's not. No, but it starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Something new starts somewhere, and those are the guys that start something new.
What, that I need something now that is battery powered, or I have to go buy new equipment? I don't want it. Most people, I ask people, Bluetooth headphones aren't as good as people think they are.
Oh,
they're
I've
convenient,
got a set, and I love mine. I've got a Bluetooth soundbar. I've got a Bluetooth portable speaker. So that's maybe why I'm not that fussed about losing that 3.5mm jack. And plus, I've got a modern stereo in my car, not an old little tuning knobby radio like you've got in your Jag. I've got a Bluetooth stereo.
It's a 4-track,
8-track,
8-track even.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, look. Do you know what? People say, "Oh, all these new phones do all these new things," and it's fantastic. They innovate. But the iPhone, you get a brand new one. You load up your account, and everything's there as before, and it's the same, and there's no excitement. But they refine it and tweak it and refine it, and that's impressive to me that they spend so much time on every aspect of that thing, and I don't think it's lazy. I think it's engineering.
It's not lazy.
at
They're
its
great
best.
phones. I'm not saying anything against Apple. They're great phones. They're powerful phones. They do what they do very well. They're very, very impressive pieces of kit. All right. But don't stand on a stage and tell us how courageous you are by taking away a headphone jack. Oh, never mind all those people who go to war and all the Syrian refugees. We're the courageous ones. Fuck you.
I know. My son has to get a phone at Christmas time, and if I didn't have, I suppose, a contract with work, maybe I would change my tune. I mightn't want to pay 400 or 500 quid for a phone.
I must admit, this year I seriously looked at the Galaxy S7 Edge. I know Kim got one recently, and I nearly got one.
I'm going to get my son a Wiley Fox. Look these up, Fraser. This is an English company that makes mobile phones.
Chris from the Same Coin was recommending those phones to me.
They look brill. For the money, they are.
Have they got a headphone jack? If not, they can Swift.
Anyway, okay, like other sort of semi-related phone news, and I think this could be a fantastic link up. Super Mario Nintendo is coming to iOS. and if you go onto the App Store right now, it's there. I've never seen this before.
Is it?
And you can watch a little video of it, and you can be notified of when it's going to be released.
Right.
You can't download it,
All right. Okay.
but it's there. The page is there in the App Store, and it looks absolutely brilliant. They say it's going to be fantastic. You only need to have one limb to use it, or use it with one hand. I'm sure they don't mean one limb, but if you only have one limb, you will be able to play Super Mario Run. It does look like Super Mario World. You press.
It's going to be like. Wasn't there a Rayman? There's a Rayman. Right?
Endless Runner. Yeah.
Same sort of idea.
Like
But there are
Temple Run.
bits where the little Mario sort of stops, a bit like Rayman again, little pads and bits and pieces. But it looks fantastic. And I think that's a fantastic potential link up. I know there was rumors in the past that Apple were going to buy Nintendo, or there was going to be a link up. But I think that could work really well. I'm sure there's 3DS people screaming like, don't dilute our wonderful games for our 3DS. Well, put them into these stupid iOS games. But I think there could be some really wonderful magic there from the back catalogue of Nintendo and a ton of Mario games there. And that's going to be a lot of people will buy it. I'll buy it. I want it. I want that. Yeah.
But newsflash, Robin's going to buy something.
Yeah. I think so. The main game is coming out in December. They are saying that iOS users, I'm sure it's going to be available on Android as well, they'll be able to download and enjoy a portion of Super Mario Run for free. So I don't know whether you'll pay a $5 for it or it'll be free and then in-app purchases. Don't know. Haven't a clue. I'm sure they'll monetize it that way. All right. Mm-hmm. Some quick news. There has been an export dashboard update. And so for those of you in the preview program, the latest update, which is about 4 gig, has added lots of stuff, but it's added a thing called clubs. And that's you can find it in the community section. A lot of potential here. Bit like the PS4 chat, but I think more stuff. Maybe you want to have a chat about this, Mark, because you're head administrator on it.
Well, yeah, the PS4 community is quite basic, really. You just join up and you can it's like a messaging board, really. But the Xbox version is a lot more to it. It's got a lot more meat to it. Like you said earlier, you can send out a beacon like on the old 360s. It's not called a beacon, but it's basically a beacon where you can say we're looking for a group. So you put one out, didn't you, today, saying you're looking for some people to play prominent poker. So everyone in that group will see that. Poker.
Don't even know.
Poker.
Yeah.
Poker.
So you're putting me off here now, aren't you?
Sorry, Mark. I remember those beacons on 360, right?
Yeah.
For about 4 years,
Yeah.
I think. I had it every time I fired it up. It was notifying me that some guy wanted to play Peggle.
Yeah,
and it's just like
after a week,
that
I turned them off.
notification never away. It was dreadful.
This is a bit more focused.
Yeah.
So we have a club for the OC podcast. So you can go and please join the OC podcast club, and from there's a message board for the club. So that's your PlayStation bit there. Yeah. But the club then can set up, and when it's fully featured, we'll be able to set up a play date. So at 10 o'clock. We're going to play, I don't know, Fantasy Island, Pony Club, whatever. And we're going to need
Pony Island.
Yeah, Pony Island. We're going to need 10 players for that and be there for that. And you can register your interest in that. And instead of having to go into the club section, it's now nice and neat on the left-hand bar. So you don't have to go into a separate app.
It's right above where your friends are. Yeah.
So as soon as you go into friends, it shows you what people in that club are online. How many? Is there 4? Is there 20? Is there 30? And then if you go into the party section, it shows you what games that the people, and not just the club, but Fraser can go in and set up, I want to play, I don't know, what does Fraser like to play? Lego Super Marvel Superheroes. He wants to play it. Yeah, and he's looking for people. And there'll be a nice quick list of those. So it looks like when it's fully featured, it's going to be hopefully a useful tool for communities.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good, yeah.
Yeah, and you were in there, Kim, as well. You're all registered up. So if you haven't and you're on the preview program, please go and join the OC Podcast Club before Fraser picks his nose off.
Do we know when this is coming out to the...
That wasn't even a really good
release.
dig. I can show you a good dig if you want to see a good dig.
Have Microsoft said when this is going to be fully released yet? Do we know?
Yeah, it's usually it's a couple of months, isn't
Right,
it? So
okay.
what does they call it? Their autumn or fall update or something like that there.
I just want everyone to have this straight away. I think it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
brilliant feature.
Cool.
Yeah.
There was one quick thing which I didn't put in there, but I took a quick snap of it, which I thought was quite interesting tonight. There has been an app which has been approved, and now anyone any app developer can get an app on the App Store and on Xbox, which is kind of cool. And an app that has passed certification this week is an NES emulator.
No, you're not up on your news. It's been
Oh,
declined.
It's been
denied.
rejected.
Has
Yeah,
it?
so like, yeah.
Yep.
I'll be damned.
Oh, so
I
it was up
wondered.
and then it was down. Well, forget that. That would have been interesting. I can't imagine Nintendo want that to go on for too much longer.
Microsoft are never going to let that on.
All right, so I watched a video of Danny Xanax last night. He's not a
Poor
happy
Dan.
No.
He's not a happy Batman. Danny plays on the PS4, and he was so looking forward to being Batman in Fallout. And Sony have came out and said that they are not going to be supporting mods for Fallout. And that's
Well,
a strange decision.
It was Bethesda who said they can't put mods in their games because Sony won't allow it. So I don't think it's just going to be Fallout.
Yeah,
No.
Skyrim as well,
Yeah.
probably, and anything
Yep.
else.
Yeah. And this is getting back to what I was saying earlier. I think Sony are getting complacent, they're getting cocky, and they need to
Yep.
reel it back a bit and just watch. They've been really successful with the PS4 this generation, and they need to be careful because they're going to upset
Yeah, it's starting
a
to
lot
piss
of people.
people off.
Yeah.
Because Danny is, I mean, you hear Danny, and Danny's he's a real character,
Yeah.
but he's going, yeah, well, I'm going to have to look and see what the Xbox One costs now, because I'm going to have to go and get one of those, because I want to play as Batman. I want to be Batman. I want to go up to this boy and say, hi, I'm Batman. The video he's done is very, very funny. You look up. Yeah, so, but yeah, that's how you piss people off. You know, those loyal fans were waiting for this, and they're getting pissed off with it. So.
I've put a message. He put it in our Facebook group, the OC Podcast Facebook group, fb.ocpod.com.
Very good.
He put it in there because Kim put up the. I think you put the article up, didn't you? And then Danny put some blurb about he's not happy, and he wrote about getting an Xbox One. So I says. The people in this community on Xbox One would welcome Danny Xanax with open arms if he gets an Xbox One. So, and I'm sure he will soon.
Okay. Well, that's. If I don't think there's anything else you want to mention news-wise, we have some speak pipes this
We
week.
do, yeah. We've got
Do you know
3
those,
this
Mark?
week.
Can I just
do.
say,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm in my interrupting mode.
Yeah.
Can I just say there's two things. Well, first of all, Womble's asking if I was doing something very strange with the microphone. No, I was not. And second of all, can I just say that the notes in the OC podcast notes that I have access to here are very, very comprehensive. I'm not sure who's been having a crack at that.
Well, yeah.
I think so, very professional.
Yeah.
See,
Best
we
I've ever seen.
see. I may drop a mic or wreck a mic or two. But when I get behind the helm, I get to it. I do my preparation.
That's
And
helm for everyone else listening. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I love the font you've used. I really like that
Yes,
font.
well, I mean, there was a reason for that, and a few weeks ago we've done a bit of a rebrand with ocpod.com and stuff like that there. So, clean the house, new font, here we go. So, speak pipe away.
Yeah.
While I go on, I'm going to play with my pipe for a second. Excuse me.
The first one is from
Well.
Mike Chin's chest hair.
This is Mike Chin's hair, his ginger chest hair. Now, I didn't post that pic of my hair to turn anybody on, get you guys as a community to want to come to the EGX. That's not a place for you guys. That's only for the veteran gamers, UK. So none of you better show up and try to rub on me. Besides, I usually smell like Vicks Vapor Rub and dirty cigarettes because, well, I got allergies. At least the Mike Chin does. He likes to rub it on. So anyway, once you watch my Twitch streams, it's got some important information on there for you. You can get those Twitch streams, Veteran Gamers UK. Remember, do not go to EGX is not meant for you. And Marcanix, I know you've been eyeballing me, boy. Get them eyeballs off.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
That man's a restraining order waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Was that? Are we sure that was Chinny's chest hair or not Nicolas Cage? Because I'm thinking. Oh.
No, I think we know who it is. And the next one is from True Skills Games. Game Over UK's This Is His Sweaty Butt, who sent a speak pipe in. So yeah, here we go.
Hey guys, Game Over UK, Sweaty Butt, over at True Skill Games, y'all. Hey, you tell Game Over UK, stop using toilet paper to dry my sweaty butt. Toilet paper sticks, it's a big mess, doesn't feel right. Hey, anyway, hey guys, I think somebody's been trying to block the speak pipes or something. Is that like a problem with the community? I don't know. Hey, could you guys just let me know, if you're having that problem? Cause, I think there's a problem.
Might be a problem.
Yeah.
+1 for that music in the background. That just makes it, right? That is production value right there, people.
And the next speak pipe is from Teflon, and I think this is a genuine speak pipe.
Praise Jesus.
Thank God.
Hello there, OC crew and OC listeners. This is Teflon 12, otherwise known as Jason Johnson. I'm just calling into some confusion that was in the Twitch chat last week. Not to mention no names. Batch. But just because my name is Jason and the person who leaves the other speak pipes with the Great Owl and Magnum PI, and his name is Jason, does not mean we are the same person. There are multiple Jasons. As much as I would love to take credit for those aren't me. That is a creativeness far beyond my own. I just write the trivia. So that is a different Jason. Please give him all the credit. Thank you very much. This has been a public service announcement brought to you by Teflon 12. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. And you do the trivia so well.
I'm really, really beginning to wonder what type of person listens to and interacts with this show.
Right?
But where does that put me in the bracket?
We're a whole pile of oddballs. As I said, we are mature and wise gamers and not at all silly in the slightest. Sploosh.
No, not at all.
Sploosh. Yeah, okay, well, thank you very much, Jasons. Doesn't Jason Johnson have a fantastic voice?
Yeah, he does, doesn't
Yes.
he? Yeah.
That's chocolatey fantastic.
We played some Battlefield 1 with him last weekend, and he's got such a deep tone to him. And I love the fact that he's just reiterating that he is not Jason Gallagher.
Well, hopefully there'll be a few more not Jasons leave speak pipes, so please leave your speak pipes for the show. That'll be great. We've had some interaction with the community this week on our very, very popular fb.ocpod.com Facebook page. Some wonderful questions again. Danny Xanax we've already dealt with. Gary D. Felice, he wants to know how dominant the Broncos will be in the AFC West with crap teams like the Chargers and the Chiefs. I don't know how to answer that.
He needs to ask Greg that next week, doesn't he? Really?
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure
Greg
will
maybe
know the
answer that one next week. On Twitter, Nick wanted to know, and I'm sure this is rhetorical, how amazing does the Rise of Iron look? It's in Destiny. It does look very, very good, Nick.
It looks really good.
You're enjoying it, Womble. It's it looks fabulous. Enjoy. And Richard Skulldugger, a good buddy, he wants to know what he should buy. Should he buy Battlefield 1? Should he buy Titanfall 2? Or should he buy Overwatch? I have an opinion here. I think that I see this week there's been a nice game of chess is now available for download. And Richard, you're getting on a bit. I don't think your reflexes are there for any of those games. So maybe DuckTales might be good for you, or something like that. That would be good. You know, don't stress yourself too much. But I think, and I've been told by our other Richard Webster, that you have to buy Battlefield 1. So yeah, that's my sagely advice for that. Okay, podcast trivia time. There should be a tune for that. We should need a bumper.
Yeah,
for that.
I need to do one for that, don't I?
Yeah, need a bumper. Need a bumper. So Jason Johnson has sent us in some trivia. Thank you very much. The first question is, in the Gears of War franchise, how many children officially did Dom have? Did Dom have 5 children, 3 children, 2 children, or 4 children? In the Gears of War franchise, how many children did Dom have?
Can I just text Nicole?
Yeah, no, I'd like to phone a friend.
Yeah. But what do you want? What excuse have you got, Fraser?
None. I'm just going to stab
it.
Right.
Okay, 5 kids, 3 kids, 2 kids, or 4 kids. Now answers, please. There's 1 answer, 2 answers, 3 answers. Okay, so Kim, she said 2. Mark said 4. And Fraser said 3. One of you is right, and that would be Kim.
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah, Kim got a question right. He had 2. He had 2 kiddies. Very good. Thank you. Okay.
Won't be having
Next
any more,
one.
will there?
World
Ouch. Spoilers.
Zombie kids. Yeah. World of Warcraft just released its newest expansion recently, Legion.
Bollocks.
With it comes the game's second hero class. What is the new hero class called?
Can I just text my son?
Is it called Death Knight, Archmage, Fade Drifter, or Demon Hunter? So what is the new hero class called? Death Knight, Archmage, Fade Drifter, or Demon Hunter?
Because I complained last week about the questions, it's made them even harder this week, haven't I?
Yeah, so that's Knight, Mage, Drifter, or Hunter. Go.
My answer is purely on where it sounds the coolest, because I have no idea.
I see. Very good. And I've lost my page.
Are you trying to make time there?
Kim says D, Demon Hunter. Mark says C, Fade Drifter, and Fraser says B, Archmage. One of you is right, and it is Kim.
Oh no! Well done, Kim.
If all else fails, go for the obvious one. That's 2 out of 2. Very good, Kim. That'll put you well up there, and I'm sure the Tyrant will fill us in where those scores are, because he was going to look back and see where everybody was. So Kim, 2 very good idea there. Mark, right, putting the 2 points on the notes. See if I'm having to listen back to his drollful voice. Thank you very much for that, Jason. That's wonderful. Okay, moving on. We've done a little giveaway this week. Thanks to our friend Larry Herb at Xbox Live. We had another code for Assassin's Creed Unity to give away. And we asked you to either tweet at OC_podcast or comment on the fb.oc.podcom Facebook group why you should win the game. And after the entries were judged, the winner is MS Rangers 999. And he answered, because the veteran gamers are the #1 podcast. #fingers crossed. Congratulations, you bastard. You have won a copy of Assassin's Creed Unity.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah. So here we are. Right. New releases. Kim, would you like to talk through the new releases, please? I have starred a few of these with red because I think they're the main highlights. Maybe Dead Rising in there. But yeah, fire away on the new releases, please.
Alrighty, our new releases for September 10th through September 16th are: we have Iron Fish for the PC on September 12th, BioShock, the collection for Xbox One, PS4, and PC, September 13th, which I may pick up. I haven't decided yet. We have Dead Rising for the Xbox One, PS4, and the PC on the 13th.
Is that a remake? Or is it backward compatible? Right. Sorry, Kim. Carry on.
Alrighty. Dead Rising 2 for the Xbox One
Brilliant.
and PS4 on the 13th. And Dead Rising 2 off the record for Xbox One
Do that
and
again,
PS4.
Robin.
So, Dead Rising 2, is that a remake or is it backward compatible? Carry on, Kim. Sorry.
Alright. This is the stuff I put up with. Don't Starve Together for the PS4 on the 13th. My Q, Labyrinth of Death, I'm assuming, for the Vita, September 13th. NASCAR Heat Evolution, Xbox One, PS4, PC on the 13th. Never Ending Night, sounds dangerous, for the PC, September 13th. NHL 17 for the...
One can only wish.
Right. NHL 17 for the Xbox One, PS4 for on the 13th. You realize I can't see you guys, so I'm a little worried of what's going on over there. Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 for the Xbox One, PS4,
Pre-ordered.
and PC, September 13th.
Pre-ordered.
What?
I love Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I love Pac-Man. Yeah. Go on, carry on.
Music's great for it, huh?
Psychopaths Mandatory Happiness, PS4, Vita, September 13th.
Robin will
A lot
want
of things
that.
coming out on the 13th. Oh boy. Pro Evolution Soccer 2017, Xbox One, PS4, PS3, 360, PC, also on the 13th. And then we have Recore for the Xbox One and PC on the 13th. Anybody picking that one up?
I didn't realise it was out so soon. It's
I'm not
Right?
buying anything more.
it's tempting though. It's a cheaper game. It's only £30, Robin.
Mm.
You'll
Shut
get
up,
it.
go
You'll
away.
get it. You'll get it.
Yeah, I think it's quite cute looking.
Yeah.
The first stuff. So again, suck it and see if it looks good. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, we have Reeve for the Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, and PC on the 13th. We have Slain Back from Hell. It's also a game about my mother. Anyway, that's out for the PS4 on September 13th. The Witness for the Xbox One, also at the 13th. No time to scroll. Oh, this one's a game after my own heart. Conga Master, which I undoubtedly am, for the PC on September 14th.
You can tame those congas. Yeah.
Event Zero for the PC and Mac on the 14th. Sorcery Part 4, The Crown of Kings for the PC, Mac, iOS, and Android on the 15th. Adrift for the Xbox One on September 16th. And Dragon Quest 7 for the 3DS on the 16th. And
Thank
those are
you.
your new releases.
Thank you, Kim. Okay, well, Bioshock, you'd mentioned that you're going to pick it up. I would love to pick that up, but it's really expensive for what it,
Yeah.
It's made
like
me
50
think
quid.
twice.
What
It's
is
made
it?
me think
Yeah.
twice, yeah. If that had been like a 30 quid package, I'd have probably gone for that, but I ain't picking that up until it's on sale.
And it will be 30 quid. It'll be 25, 30 quid before you know it. It really will.
And Bioshock, the first Bioshock was one of my all-time favourite outstanding games. Ones what grabbed my attention. Yeah, I love that
I would
game.
play it again.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
would,
about
yeah.
2 and 3. I mean, 3, I rushed through. I mean, literally had it done within 48 hours of it coming out. So maybe take my time at it, but I would definitely want to play Bioshock 1 again. I think there would be some mileage in that. For the community, then at NASCAR Heat, I know Dorian will be excited for some NASCAR action.
Yeah,
And
I know
for
Gary
me,
DeFelice is wanting that
Yeah.
as well.
and the lag guys, they were always into their NASCAR Heat stuff. Again, you haven't been able to get NASCAR games in the UK.
Nope.
Because they were always region locked. So I have a bit of interest in that, and I was looking at some videos of it tonight, and it looks all right. It looks pretty good. Recore, of course, yes. I don't think it was what we first seen at E3 year before last, but it still, as you said, it's a cheap game. And again, The Witness, for people that had a lot of fun. I don't think The Witness is going to be for me, but for clever clogses out there, I think it would do Fraser's nut in. I think he would be into The Witness in a big way.
I'd like to play it, yeah.
Yeah.
Not at the price point it was at before, though. Too expensive for a puzzle game.
So yeah, still it's coming thick and fast now, and I think that's the real start of it now. Just so much stuff coming very, very, very soon. All right, look, there's loads of monthly freebies and stuff out there at the moment. You know at this stage what they are. We don't need to go over what those are again. We really, really don't. But there's some pretty good games on both PlayStation and Xbox this week. There is Forza Racing every Wednesday night with the track community. Contact at the Henwood for details every Wednesday evening. So contact them for that. I will be part of that. And what likely lad is going to do Victory Achieved? That's got to be Fraser tonight. Okay, let's do the Victory Achieved. Yeah. By the way, speaking of hand jobs...
Oh, God! Did I miss something? Wait a minute.
I was in a Starbucks doing some work on Friday, and
Were you on a Mac?
I know I took a bit of a break, so I get all.
Were you on a Mac though?
No, I wasn't on a Mac. No, I wasn't a hipster. No, but I did have a waistcoat on. Yeah, lovely. I bought a new suit this week with a waistcoat and all. Yeah, it's cool. And I took a wee bit of break, had a cup of coffee, and I was flicking through some Facebook stuff, and there was a post there for a tomato sauce advert. And I think Mark, you actually posted it.
Did I?
Yeah, and
oh yeah.
It's this guy and a girl, and the young fella is asking his young girlfriend for a blowjob, and she says no. And then what about a hand job? And he describes what a hand job is, and it's just like like when you're getting the sauce out of a bottle, ketchup. And you have to you shake the bottle. To get the sauce out, and she says, "Oh well, okay." And you see they're sitting on a bed, and you see him unbuckling his belt, he's going to get a hand job here, and he says, "Yeah, just like sauce bottle." And she says, "Yeah, okay, I think I can do that," and it cuts to her going whack, 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 with her hand on this region. And I'm in the middle of this coffee shop, and the coffee comes spurting out of the nose. I was not expecting that whatsoever. We must put a link for that in the show notes. Yeah. It's not that rude. Yeah, Mark, thank you for making me.
It was actually an advertisement in some country. I don't know. Because it had subtitles, and it was for Heinz tomato ketchup. Because their slogan is it's that thick, you have to go on the bottle sort of thing. So she's whacking his knob like crazy.
Sorry, it caught me unawares. Yeah. Anyway, Victory Achieved. What the hell's that all about, Fraser?
Well, when you finish a game, what we would like you to do is, when the credits are rolling for said game that you have finished, is take a picture or a selfie with the credits in the background in your face and post them to Twitter with the hashtag. Send it to Send it to the Twitter at OC_podcast and put the hashtag Victory Achieved, and Robin will pick up on that at some point, make a witty comment and repost it. You will then log that Victory Achieved. It will get you 1 point if it is a proper game, half a point if it is the type of game that Gary Lever's always finishing. I think there's a time limit, isn't there? 4 hours?
About 4 hours, yeah.
4 hours.
Terrence, judge's discretion.
Judge's discretion. Excellent. Yes, and we keep a running total of that. And Robin, you might want to just I'm not too up on.
Yeah, well, I'll go through that bit. You go through
Okay, well, let's do the Victory Achieves that we have so far. So we have Speak of the Devil. Amras89 has finished the Turing test. Caliber and M finished the Banner Saga. Bongo the Seine finished DuckTales Remastered. He should be on there twice, if I'm not mistaken, having listened to him tonight. And he is! Bongo the Seine also finished Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. Take the guns. Take the cannolis. Leave the guns.
That's exactly what it's like.
Right? Hardly Dan finished the Turing test as well. Jay Brones finished Halo 5. Batch finished Journey. Kyle Adams finished The Walking Dead Michonne. Master Marcanix finished The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. Full point for that, Mark?
Oh, yeah. There's loads of hours in that.
No, I don't know.
Judge's discretion. Gary's at it again with the Stanley Parable. I think there's about 8 different endings on the Stanley Parable. I think I got about 5.
I think he says that he's done 8 or 10 of them or something like that. I asked him that, how many had he completed, so...
Right. Yeah. JSS Lifelike finished Word Brain. There he is again. Gary finished The Legend of Kursakari, which I'd like to try. I'm gonna seek that out. I have a bit of credit on one of the kids' DSs, so I'm gonna take a look at that. Sounds like fun. It's got this good bit of Japanese influence. Japan. Pilts Reed finished Doom. Good on ya. And Chinny, Mirror's. He's always been the Mirror's Edge fan, hasn't he? He's finished Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
I don't think he's ever liked it. He only ever has.
Shit,
no?
Yeah, it's just he got involved with Mirror's Edge is coming out next year, and I bet you, Stu, that if it comes out at this show, you can buy me my lunch. And Stu likes his vouchers, so that was a pain in the backside for Stu that he actually had to put his hand and unlock the wallet with the moths coming out of it and stuff and buy Chinny his lunch. So yeah, because it actually did come out then. So so that's a lot of good completions, and the whole point of that is that once every 3 months we draw out of the hat. Well, there's no hat; it's an app, but we draw out randomly a one winner. And if you complete your games, and last week Steffi Business, he won his $15, and he got a code for Assassin's Creed Unity as well.
Good.
So it got a code. It got a code for it. So that's what to do. But on top of that, for Extra Life this year, with every completion point of a full game or something that's over 4 hours, it goes into a pot. And I'm putting some money to Extra Life. So Extra Life's coming up in November. Extra-life.org. Go and search out the VG Hub team. VGHub.net is this fantastic group of podcasts, and there's lots of us doing a 24-hour gaming marathon. At the moment, what I'm putting in for all the games that you have completed is $279.50, which is brill. And there'll also be a winner for that.
Winner, chicken dinner.
And they'll get a t-shirt and a mug. So it's getting tight at the top again. The top 5 at the moment. I'd posted the full list last week on Facebook at our Facebook page, and still at the top is Caliburn M on 38.5 points. Amras is clawing his way back on 33. Mr. Miyagi 16.5. Kyle Adamski, he's up a position. He's up into 4th at the 15.5 completions, and Companion Cube is 14.5. And welcome to JSS Lifelike and Step J to the chart. JSS Lifelike, our good buddy over there, has no idea that he entered a victory achieved because it was entered for him by someone else. But it's great to have his name again and around and about there. Okay, so we're going to sort of wind things up a wee bit now. Look, we broadcast weekly on that old twitch.tv OC podcast at 11 and 3 and 6 o'clock. East Coast, West Coast, round the coast. You can email the show, as lots of people have done, and email us with your questions and complaints to podcast@ocpod.com. You can tweet us at OC_podcast, and our wonderful active Facebook group at fb.ocpod.com. Reviews are welcome, and please do it on your app of choice, whether it be or on YouTube or whatever it may be. So that's about it. If you want to get me on the old webs and stuff, you'll get me at Bongo the Sane on Twitter. You'll get me at my email address, robin@ocpod.com. And yeah, that'll be it. Bongo the Sane pretty much everywhere on the Xbox and PlayStation. I want to shout out Dorian this week. Keep on going, Dorian. You're a good lad. Very proud of you. Mark, congratulations, Mark. Your IMI Institute of Motor Industry award is absolutely wonderful to get that. Mark, do you have anybody you would love to shout out on the podcast as we wind it up?
I just want to say people can get me on Twitter at Marcanix. They can email me mark@ocpod.com, and I'm Marcanix on Xbox Live and PSN. I just want to shout out you guys. It's been a while since I've podcasted with Fraser. It's great to see Fraser again, and it was great to have a Game Punchers podcast. And I would just want to shout out Rich. Hope his migraine subsides, because I do suffer migraines and I know they are horrible. So get well, Rich. Over to Fraser.
Just take an aspirin, doesn't that get rid of it?
No. I wish it was that easy. Fraser?
I would like to shout out Netflix Canada, because I was going to watch. Somebody said you should watch. This guy I work with said he watched the Tom Hardy movie Legend, about the Cray twins.
Right.
I was like, I quite fancy watching that, And I thought, hang on a second, I think he has Netflix. So I checked, and Netflix. Not only has Netflix got that, they've also got The Revenants popped up, and we have The Force Awakens. Netflix Canada is kicking it. It's going all right. Yeah.
Canada.
So, yes.
Go Canada.
Go Canada, Netflix. And fuck Apple.
Oh, God. Right, okay. Kim, anybody you'd like to finish off in your beautiful, wonderful voice? You'll not insult anybody, I'm sure. You're safe.
I'll try not to insult people. Yeah, that's me. I'm at GamerGirl27 pretty much everywhere. That's Twitter, that's, Xbox, that's Steam. It's basically the 3 places you'll find me anyway. And I'm also Kim at ocpod.com, so if you want to send me an email, there you go. As usual, you guys, it's always fun. It always is. And our listeners and our shatters, which there's
was
been...
Was anybody in the shop tonight, was there?
Yeah, there's been quite a few. There's Night Raven 19, there's Pilch Reed, Scott Stubby, Teflon 12, Amorous has been in there. I believe Veterans Gamers. I believe that's Chinny.
Yep.
Viva La Pedros, and of course the ever lovely Womble is in
Very
there.
good.
So
Good crowd in there tonight.
It's been weird for me tonight because I'm doing the OBS tonight for Rich. I can't have the Twitch chat open as well. I've not enough space on my 2 screens, so it's been weird not actually watching the chat tonight.
You just got mentioned in the twat.
In the twat? Fuck you, twat.
You just got...
I just got twatted.
You got mentioned in the chat by Mr. Pilch Reed here, who has pointed out here...
I've got another shout out. I've got another shout out. I want to shout out Pilch Reed because I've been asked to go on the next episode of Pilchards and Cream, which will be episode 8 of the wonderful podcast, what he records with all our podcasting buddies from the VG Hub network. So we're recording that next week. So I don't know when he'll publish that, but watch out for that.
Show's dying.
I see that Verbal Rob's hair retaliated and destroyed Jason Johnson's Pilch Reed interview. I hear that Verbal Rob's hair had attacked the file and completely corrupted Jason Johnson. Jason Johnson. Goodness me, there goes
Jason
two different Jasons.
Yeah.
I'm going to give another shout out though.
That's another speak pipe next week from Teflon.
Night Raven here, because Night Raven's just popped up in the chat. He's excited that we mentioned his name, but he also laughed at the Apple. He laughed at the Apple stuff. Apple right in the gooch. I don't even know what that means, but I like it.
I just want to say as well, Night Raven on Xbox Live, he's been really active on my activity feed, and he's a really nice guy. He's part of the lag community as well. So I'm really happy he's started watching the podcast live and joining in. So it's great to see new people coming along and staying with us. So
Excellent. Thank you all 3 of you for coming along. Mark, especially for manning the OBS decks tonight. Rich, I hope you're feeling better soon. Look, everybody, please, if you see us online and we're playing something, please don't be frightened. Just jump on in there. If we're in a party, jump in, just say hello. It's okay. It's all right to do that. Anybody that's going to EGX in a couple of weeks, I am there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm there Saturday.
Yeah, we'll meet for more than 30 seconds this time.
Yeah, hopefully. We all got a quick bear hug last time, didn't we? And that was it. I've got to go catch a plane. Bye.
So so if you're going to EGX, please drop me a line at Bongo the Seeing, and please would love to see you at the show. There'll be lots of us semi-media personality, very minnows of all at the show there. So you come.
Is it?
It's about 2 weeks away. But 2 weeks, weekend after next, I think. So
anyway, before then, have fun.
Yeah. So have a great and wonderful and safe gaming week, everybody. And that is us pretty much out of here. Goodbye, Tyrant. Thanks for not being here. We didn't miss you tonight at all. All right, guys. All the best. Good night.
Join the OC Podcast Club on Xbox Live.
Definitely.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.